Hi, Alan Miller here from Together with a message for you if you're self-employed or a business. You may have heard people talk about the concept of a parallel society. Let me explain what I think it means and the pros and cons of that approach. Over the last 2 years, there's a stark split between those of us who had questions or reservations about the official response to COVID and those who didn't. And business owners were really at the sharp end of that. From 20 to 21 alone, did you know that there are actually 400,000 small and medium-sized businesses in the UK went down? Now, I've spent most of my career starting up new ventures and working with business owners, so I don't have to tell you, working for yourself is a risky and challenging enough at the best of times, isn't it? And that's without having to deal with a crazy situation where you can have everything shut down at a moment's notice. And you have no certainty about even the most basic aspects of the future, like will people even be able to visit my premises, for example. We also found that the institutions we thought might speak up for people basically didn't. With Together, we were part of the resistance that fought lockdowns, successfully fought COVID Pass and Papers, Please Society, and also the mandating of medical treatments for NHS staff. There is a good chance that you went on or saw online some of the huge protest marches that took place at that time. And because we all went through this together, there's a real strong sense of camaraderie. Now, with Together, we have a community of hundreds of thousands of people all over the UK, members of the public, but also thousands of businesses too. This is where the idea of a parallel society comes in. All things being equal, would you prefer to support a restaurant or local business or tradesperson or travel agent or accountant or printer or other supplier when the owners share your values of freedom, independence and fundamental rights? You almost certainly would. I can tell you I definitely would. And I know just about everyone in our community would too. And because of this, some people have got to thinking, you could actually have a parallel society here. We can work with each other. We can support each other if only we have a good way to find one another. Now, to be clear, we don't want to be parallel in the sense of being outside of society and shutting ourselves off, but we can take the best parts of that idea. In other words, we can network with and support each other and grow our collective strength while we're in the process of spreading the word, making our arguments and getting our voices heard. And in a few days' time, I'll say more about a new way we can do that. At the same time, we know from surveying the businesses that support us, all of you, that some of the biggest concerns are never again lockdowns and similar restrictions, the tax burden, especially corporation tax and IR35 that affects so many of you, keeping cash in wide usage. What we can promise with Together is that if you support us, we can shine a light on these. We can't guarantee success, but we can guarantee that the only way that we are likely to succeed is if we unite, because we are always stronger and always better together. Next time, we'll say more about what we may be able to do about these concerns specifically and how we can network amongst ourselves. The last 3 years showed us a technocratic style of government that caused huge damage to most of us didn't like, but it hasn't gone away. As we see with attempts to restrict our movement with anti-car policies, let alone the threat of central bank digital currencies to micromanage our day-to-day lives. Lockdowns may have gone away for now, but we're in the fight of our lives to preserve freedoms and fundamental rights. As business owners, as self-employed people, you embody the spirit of independence and strength of character that we're going to need to face the big challenges ahead. Together, we can be a force. So please look out for our next video in the next few days when we'll talk more about how we can all do this.